Right, what's going on there, guys? So this comes to you courtesy of Gearbest. This is the motion controlling drone, a TB-802 quadcopter from Techboy, and seems like a unique quad. This is actually the transmitter for it. It's got a little power button here. It's got a light, a little LED right there to tell you when it's on and off right there on the side. And it's got a small joystick for choosing different modes and functionality, and then you basically put your fingers through it, and it runs on an accelerometer. The drone reads when you're tilting, leaning left, leaning right, backwards, forwards. It's constantly in altitude hold. So when you first take off, to take off, you push this button in here once like that, it takes off, and then you tap it again to stop it at the altitude that you want it to be at, and then it just basically stays in that altitude until you click it again for raising it or lowering it. I have been playing with this and I just cannot get the hang of all the functionality, so I'm going to try to do my best here for you guys. This is very complicated. I can't see too many people enjoying how complicated this is to control. The other thing I ran into when I was kind of testing it was that the accelerometer on this is not very good. I have to basically, to get it to go forward, lean completely forward and tilt my hand all the way to the left to keep it straight. And I have not found a way to basically reset the accelerometer on this or recalibrate it in any kind of way yet. So this might be a dud, but I will do my best to show you the functionality of this inside the house. It's not very good so far from what I'm seeing. I'm having a really hard time getting this to stay straight. Not to say it's bad, I might have just gotten a dud, but like I said, we'll play with this a little bit. I'll try to show you guys how this works. Comes with a 280 1S 280 milliamp 3.7 volt battery, extra props, another clip for smaller fingers basically, and a USB charger for you. So let's go ahead and set this down on the ground and test it out for you guys. We'll see what we can do with this. Like I said, I'm having some real issues with getting it to function correctly, so maybe it's something I'm doing, I don't know. But we're going to test this out. I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, like I said, I'm going to do my best here for you. I've got it set up on my hand. It's a little tight. It's meant for a little smaller fingers. Then again, I am a bigger guy, so it is in there. To turn it on, you just basically press this little clear button one time, and as you can see, the LED turns on. It just bound to the quad. The quad lights are not blinking anymore. To take off, all you do is press the little tiny joystick one time, and it takes off, and then when you get to the desired altitude, you just click it again and it stops and it stays in altitude mode. Now it is in headless mode the entire time. There is a way to turn the yaw. I have not figured out how to do that yet. Like I said, this little joystick is very complicated. It goes by K1, K2, K3, and K4. So we're just going to play with K1 and K2 and see what happens here. Like I said, there's something seems to be wrong with the accelerometer in this. It doesn't read very well. But I will give this a shot. We're going to click it once to take off and click it again to hold our altitude. I'm going to lean my hand forward and it should go forward. There you go. I'm going to pull my hand back. It should start coming back. Lean left, left, lean right, right. So it does read the controller very well, but it's very slow. It comes back super fast, but it goes out very slow. Now the accelerometer this time around seems to be reading better in my hand. It's very responsive, as you can see. It's just, it goes out slow and it comes back very fast. So bear that in mind. We're going to try to bump up the rates here if I can. I'm going to push K1, which is pushing this joystick forward. Let me get it back out here a little bit. And that should have changed the rates. There we go. It absolutely did. It made it a little faster. So that's rate level 2. But you see how this kind of takes a lot of the fun out of flying, guys? Because all you're doing is this. You're just leaning your hand and it's flying. You don't really have to worry about orientation. It's neat that it can do this, but like I said, if you're really trying to learn how to fly a quad, this is not the best way to go. This is great for kids that don't understand orientation or just kind of getting into it to get a feel for how things fly. It does hold its altitude very well. We're going to click it forward again and go into rate level 3. As you can see, it's a little more insane. It does function very well. It's very responsive in rate level 3. I could fly it like this and have a blast all day. So let's go ahead and bump it back to rate level 1. There we go, back in 1. And we're gonna try to do a flip. I have not learned how to do this yet, so we're gonna push up on the joystick here like this. Let me get it back out here. Let me get it back out here a little bit. Okay, we're gonna push up, and there we go. I don't know if it chooses the direction for you, or if I lean forward, if it's gonna do a flip, or it automatically, nope, it looks like it automatically just commits to the flip. So, anyways, pretty cool. That's basically the functionality of it. We're gonna bump it up into rates too, so it's a little easier to fly. There is a way to adjust the yaw, guys. I have not quite figured that out yet. So, looks like we're losing some altitude here. Let's see if I can make it go up. We'll actually land it real quick. The way you land it is just by pushing down on the joystick and it automatically lands. I'm gonna straighten it out again because I have not quite figured out the yaw settings. And there we go. I'm gonna click it once and we're gonna bring it up a little higher this time, and then we'll fly it around a bit more. So we'll let it go up a ways. There we go. That's good enough for me. We'll keep it at that height. I'll bump it up again into rate level 2. And if it does connect with something hard enough, it does have a setting that tells it to turn off, as you can see. As soon as it bumps something a little too hard, it goes ahead and just shuts down, which is kind of a nice feature, actually. We're going to run the battery out of this, and then later on, if I can figure out how to get the yaw to change, because I've been messing with this thing for like an hour now, and I still have not gotten the yaw to adjust. There is a way to do it. But like I said, it constantly stays in altitude hold and headless mode. So even if you adjusted the yaw, it would still be exactly the same no matter what you did. So it's not heavy enough to carry any kind of camera that I'm aware of. So if you guys are thinking about putting some kind of camera on this, it's a no-go. It doesn't weigh very much, but it seems to function okay. The first time I pulled this out, it was not very good. It seems like the accelerometer has adjusted since I let it sit for a while, so that's good. So push it once again for takeoff. Push it again to stop your altitude. We're still in rate level 2. Oops, why did you land? Let's try that again. Okay, got my altitude selected. There we go. It's working this time. So no matter what, even if the yaw turns, it's still in headless mode. It's still going to come back to me the same exact way no matter what. So, but as you can see, it is going up, so I'm going to let it sit for a sec because I don't want it to run into the fan. And if it gets too close to the ceiling, I will go ahead and land it again. But, all right, we're going to land it. If I can. There we go. Maybe that's how you adjust the, yep, okay. So tap it again. Right there is good. We'll keep it close to the floor. I don't like it getting to the ceiling that high. Right level 2. See if we can take it down the hallway and bring it back. There we go. Hallway, bring it back. Come on back. So pretty simple to fly. It seems like it has a decent battery life. I mean, that's all you're doing, guys. You're just leaning and you're selecting your rates. And if you want to do a flip, just tap up and it does a flip one time. It doesn't look like it gives you a directional path or allows you to. You just click up on the joystick and it does a flip automatically. So pretty neat. Pretty neat for kids, I guess. You know, this is something that you can just take out in a park and just have a little fun with on the go. And anyone can really fly it as long as you explain it to them how it works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not really hard to do this like it is with a transmitter, understanding throttle control, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's fun. So once again, we'll go into rate level 3. And, oh, that was 2. So maybe I was in 3. That should be 3. It is. Okay. So it's a lot faster. Air brakes. All right, we're gonna land it here. Hold down on the joystick and it automatically lands, and that's it. To power this off, all you do is hold down the power button for a couple seconds, long press, and it turns off. No more beaking. So, let's go back to the box here. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, so that was my flight review of the TB-802 quadcopter from Tech Boy, the motion operated quad. And like I said, I'll keep playing with it, and if I get a little better, we'll do a second part of the review so I can show you guys the yaw and how all that can adjust. Which, like, I really don't see the point, just because it's in headless mode regardless, so adjusting the yaw would seem a little pointless to me. But you can do it, I guess, and when we get that figured out, I'll try to show it. Other than that, I finally got the controls figured out a little bit. This is a bit confusing right off the bat to understand how this works. I had to read the manual like 3 times to really get a fix on what I was doing, but I got it figured out. So, you know, this is for kids, basically, you know, or people that just cannot get orientation down. This is something everyone can fly. That's kind of the idea behind this, I think. There's really no complication. Once it's up in the air and you learn how to use this little joystick settings, then pretty much anybody could fly this. So, you know, to take off, you tap it once, tap it again to set your altitude, and then push forward to adjust your rates. Push up and it does a flip, and when you want to land, all you do is double tap down and it starts its landing. So that's basically it. I think it's a fun flyer. I think it's something anyone could pick up and actually play with. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs up, man. I'm not unhappy with it. It's a little strange for me because I like to fly with transmitters, and that seems a little weird having to use the accelerometer like that, but it seems to work fine now. It was a little troublesome out of the box, but once I got it figured out, we were good to go. So, all right, guys, that was courtesy of Gearbest. I hope you guys buy one and have some fun with it, man. I'll put the purchase link in the description. Drone worship, and I'm out. Toodaloo.